Do I have chocolate in my teeth?
Good. All right. Welcome, everyone, to our post-game press conference, the first of the day on day 2 of the 2021 Summit League Basketball Championships. We're going to be joined first by the group from Western Illinois. Today, the Leathernecks, who were seeded 5th in the tournament, defeated number 4 Kansas City 60-59. With the win, the Leathernecks will play Monday in the first women's semifinal, 11:45 a.m. against number 8 seed Omaha. A couple notes from today's game. This is the first tournament win for WIU since 2018, and the winning margin came on 2 free throws by Elizabeth Lutz, who joins us with 1.6 seconds left in regulation. As a reminder, please use your chat function within Zoom to type out the questions you'd like me to ask on your behalf. When you type out your question, please identify yourself, your organization, and who the question is for. We'll get to as many questions as we can in our 10-minute window, and that should do it. So thank you guys for being here. Coach, if you wouldn't mind starting with an opening statement, then we'll open it for questions.
Yeah, I mean, what a good, hard-fought game, and obviously I'm really proud of these girls and my team. I said in the locker room, historically, we're not really known for being a team that excels in grinded-out type of games, and that's what this was. It was a hard-fought defensive game where it kind of came down to every possession, every rebound, and I think that's shown a lot of maturity. First half, I do think the layoff affected us a little bit, but also I thought, give some credit to UMKC. They came out and played incredibly well, and I thought we looked a little out of rhythm first half, and honestly, Grace carried us for the first half. We could have been out of the game at halftime, and instead we were just close enough. I think it was 10, and I could tell by their mentality in the locker room that they were ready to battle. And we talked about how we knew the layoff would be a disadvantage at first, but then we thought, over the long term it might be an advantage because we were the fresher team. And that game comes down to one play at the end. So I really thought we did a good job getting some key rebounds down the stretch and hitting some key free throws down the stretch.
Thank you, Coach. And with that, we'll open up for questions from the media, either for Coach or for the players. And we're joined today by Grace Gilmore and Elizabeth Lutz.
Your mom's probably typing the question right now.
I think Scott looks like he's trying.
I guess nobody wants to ask.
Try it again there, Scott. Sorry about that. First question is from Scott McDonald, the McDonough Voice. The players came out late after halftime. Did anybody kind of say anything? If so, who and what do they say to kind of get things going the right direction? Maybe we'll start with Elizabeth on that.
Sure. I feel like we just kind of took a breath. We didn't really have like a speech, I would say, but we, like Coach Gravina said, we kind of knew coming in we needed to get some rust off. So I think we were just telling some jokes. We're trying to stay loose, laugh. I know I play best whenever I'm loose, so I think probably the opposite of what people expected. They probably felt like we were, really revving ourselves up, but we just kind of took a step back, enjoyed the moment, and I think that's what helped us come out strong in the third.
How about for you, Grace? What were your thoughts on that moment?
Yeah, I think we kind of knew what we didn't do well and what we did do well in that half and what we wanted to work on in that second half. So there wasn't really much that we had to figure out. It was more of just being ready to go out there and do it.
Next question is from Jordan Decker of the Reaching the Summit podcast. This is for Coach. As you said, you had 22 days without a game. How did you prepare your team to handle the time off and then be ready to go today in a quarterfinal situation?
Yeah, I mean, it was, I think it was tough, probably as much physically as mentally, maybe more so. And so we tried to, I think it was almost nice. We had so much time off. We really had to sit down as a staff and figure out what direction do we want to go. And we thought about it a lot. So we tried to combine, I told them we have one advantage here, and that's that we should be the freshest team in Sioux Falls. So we wanted to keep that freshness. So we didn't try to just completely kill our players. We tried to shorten practice a little bit, keep it a little more competitive. But then we also wanted to try to be as game-like as we can. So we played a ton of just 8-minute quarters. And even towards the end, I really challenged them, go as hard as you could for the first 4 or 5 minutes. I talked to some of my friends in the coaching business. Our Austin Parkinson won at IUPUI because they had a similar situation. And he just talked about how after that first 4 minutes, they were just really dead, and kind of talked about some transition defense things. So we tried to apply that to practice. And, even though we looked a little out of rhythm offensively, I didn't think we looked dead to the world. And so I think that what we did worked. And we gave them some time off, some time off, which I think helped kind of recharge them mentally.
Another question for you, Coach, from Scott Holland. What made you go to the 1-3-1?
It was a plan all along. We had talked about that. We were going to they just do such a good job going downhill and attacking the basket, and they were getting a lot around the basket with their dribble attacks. And it just, you get in the bonus or close to the bonus, and it puts your team in a tough position to try to guard without fouling. And then they've got a couple shooters out there, so it's tough to help. So, I think if they had more time against that matchup zone, they probably would have got their shooters in and ran some stuff, which is why we didn't plan on running it much initially, but just that 1.5, 2 minutes that it took them to adjust was enough to get us right there to at least give us a chance to win the game.
Reminder to the media, if you want to ask questions, go ahead and type them in the chat. We've got another one. This is for Coach as well. Elizabeth has a knack for scoring late in the quarter. Was it her ball the whole way on that final sequence?
Yeah, that's exactly. Coach Chapp drew up the last second play, and that was pretty much exactly what he drew up. He knew that she could get to the basket, and she had a little advantage. So, one thing I'm really proud of Elizabeth is she handles mistakes better than just about anyone on our team. And, I thought, got in a little foul trouble, and usually we'll let her play through that, but just with the rhythm of the game, she had to sit a little bit first half. And then, I thought that I had a turnover. I don't know if it was actually her turnover, but, that let them take the lead. And so to be able to step up, and it doesn't seem to fluster her one bit. And I think that says a lot about her maturity. So to be honest, the play wasn't exactly drawn up like that. But, I think, Coach said when we're getting out of the timeout, if nothing happens, you gotta attack and make a play. And I bet that happens more often than the play works. So I'm glad our players had kind of the know, and especially Elizabeth had the understanding to, I've got to make a play here, and she did.
And Elizabeth, for you, not every player gets to experience that moment of game on the line in a conference tournament while you're at the free throw line. What was that experience like for you?
I was trying not to think about it. I guess I tried to embrace the moment, but also, like Coach Gravina said, we had been emulating those last-second chances all week, past 2 weeks. So I just felt comfortable that I had done this before. I'd done this last week, and every day of practice, we've ran those exact same plays with 5 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds left on the clock. So I just felt like the coaching staff did a great job of preparing us to not be flustered, to not make the situation more dramatic than it needed to be. And I guess that's kind of what made me just not freak out.
Question for Grace. You got and from Jordan here. Omaha matchup tomorrow. What are your quick thoughts on that pairing?
Yeah, they're a really good team, and we saw that yesterday, obviously. The first time we played them, they didn't have two of their really good players. So that'll definitely be a new, unique challenge for us to tackle tomorrow. And I think we're just really excited to be here another day and have a chance to go to the championship. And I think we're just all really excited and happy to have that opportunity tomorrow.
We're caught up in the media queue. We'll have one last call here for questions for Western Illinois, please. All right. With that, we'll let you go. Thank you all very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And to the media, we'll be joined shortly by the group from